Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today, I want to talk about data privacy and a new update that Microsoft is making to Teams that will try to tell the location of someone if they are using Microsoft Teams. So, this particular update from Microsoft is on their roadmap for Microsoft 365. It is scheduled to be released in March 2026. It actually was supposed to be released sooner, but it's been pushed back a couple of times. The goal for Microsoft is to create a productivity tool that companies can use, especially if people are on teams and they can tell who's actually in the office or who is not in the office. So, the way that this works is that it tries to use the Wi Fi signal or the Wi Fi that the person is connected to infer whether they're in the office or not. So, it's not doing coordinate tracking or anything like that. It's just saying, okay, this person is connected in X building or X location to X Wi Fi. And all this really depends on how companies set up their Wi Fi systems so that they have that level of granularity. Also, this feature, they say it resets every day. So every day, I guess it's kind of a clean slate where it tells the location of that person. I can see how it'd be helpful in productivity, especially if, let's say, for instance, someone is working with teams across different locations. Maybe it may be helpful to know where someone is located, but I think people are concerned about the use of this data or the use of this inference and how employers may be able to use it. So, this is another I don't know, in a way, kind of scope creep into bossware, quote unquote, where they're saying, okay, we're using it as productivity, but unfortunately, some people or some employers may use it in ways that may not. They may assume or infer that the tool is telling them something that may not fully be true. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how companies use this thing is opt out by default, but the administrator can decide to opt the whole company in. So the individual does not have a choice if their employer decides to use this particular thing. Also, using VPN doesn't get people out of figuring out whether someone is in or out of the office. I think in the future, Microsoft, depending on the reception of this, they will probably try to create more granularity because right now I think it can be very confusing for people in terms of how this data is being used by employers when they're connected to Microsoft Teams. That's it. Thank you.